Hey guys, this video is going to go through writing equations if I give you either two coordinates that are on the line or if I give you the slope and another coordinate. Alright, so I'm going to do a couple examples. Alright, so here's the first one. We have 2 points and I want you to write an equation in slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. Alright, so the first thing that we need to do is find the slope of these 2 points. So remember, slope is change in y over change in x. So I need to do the y's. I'm going to start with, here's my y's. I'm going to do negative 4 minus 13. And then I'm going to take my x's, which are 10 and negative 7. And I'm going to subtract those, 10 minus negative 7. Okay, now I need to work that out. So up on the top here, I'm going to add the opposite here. I'm going to do that on the bottom too. So I have plus a minus, plus a plus. So now if I add negative 4 and negative 13, I get negative 17. And if I add 10 and 7, I get 17. So my slope ends up being negative 17 over 17, which is the same as negative 1. Alright, so now that I have my slope, I can actually fill that in my equation. I have y equals, I know the slope is negative 1, and then I'm just going to write x plus b. Okay, so now I need to, oops, I didn't mean to erase that. I'll put that back. Okay, so now I need to actually substitute some things in that I know. So I know I can pick either of these coordinates. I'm going to take this first one, and I'm going to plug it back in this equation so I can figure out what the y-intercept is. So instead of an x, I'm going to put a 10. Instead of a y, I'm going to put a negative 4. Okay, and I'm just going to work this out. So it says negative 4 equals negative 1 times 10 plus b. Okay, I'm going to just come over here and work it out. So negative 4 equals, well, negative 1 times 10 is negative 10 plus b. Okay, now to get the y-intercept, I'm going to add 10 to both sides. That cancels, so I have b equals, well, 10 plus negative 4 is 6. So now I have my y-intercept. Okay, so finally, my last step is to go and write the equation. So my final equation is y equals, well, I know the slope is negative 1, so negative 1x plus the y-intercept I found was 6. So here's the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, I would like you guys to try this one. I gave you 2 coordinates. I want you to try to write the equation of the line in slope-intercept form. So push pause. When you're ready to see the answer, you may push play. Alright, so first thing that we're going to do is find the slope. So again, I'm going to do my y's minus my x's. So I have negative 4 minus negative 1, and then 3 minus negative 6. Okay, right away I'm going to add the opposite to both. For both. Okay, and I get negative 4 plus 1, that's negative 3, and 3 plus 6 is 9. Now I'm going to simplify that so I actually have negative 1/3. Okay, so there's our slope. Okay, so now I'm going to write my equation and kind of plug in what I know. So I have y equals, my slope is negative 1/3 times x plus b. Okay, now my next step is we need to figure out this y-intercept, so I need to take one of these coordinates, either one, and I'm going to plug it in down here for the x and the y. So I'll take the first one. Instead of an x, I'm going to put a 3. Instead of the y, I'm going to put a negative 4. Alright, so I have negative 4 equals, I just need to work this out, negative 1/3 times 3. So I'm going to come over here and do that. Okay, if I multiply straight across, it looks like I get negative 3 over 3, which is the same as negative 1. Okay, so just put that down there, plus b. Okay, now I want to solve for b, so I need to add 1 to both sides. So I get b equals negative 3. Okay, so now my last step is just to write the equation. I have y equals, well, my slope I figured out was negative 1/3. X plus my y-intercept is negative 3, so I probably could have just wrote negative 1/3 x and then minus 3 for my y-intercept. Alright, so now this time I'm going to give us an equation. I'm going to give us the slope and a point, and we want to write the equation. Okay, so it's kind of like the other one. We're just going to start by writing y equals mx plus b. And first thing I'm going to do is just plug in the slope. So I have y equals negative 3/2 x plus b, right? Because my slope was negative 3/2. Okay, now I need to find the y-intercept again. So I'm going to take this point. Remember, this is the x, this is the y, and plug them in down here. Okay, so instead of a y, I'm going to put a 6 equals negative 3/2 times, instead of the x, I'm going to put a 0, and then plus b. Okay, so my next thing to do, again, is just times this. Well, negative 3/2 times 0 is actually 0. So 0 plus b equals 6. I could take away 0 from each side, but that's just going to give me b equals 6. Okay, so now I'm going to write my equation. I have y equals, well, my slope is negative 3/2 x plus, and then for my y-intercept, I got 6. So here is my equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, we have one more problem I want you guys to try. So again, I have the slope for you here, and then we have 1 point. So you need to write an equation in slope-intercept form. So you can push pause and then try it out. When you're ready to watch it, push play. Alright, so first thing, I'm just going to kind of rewrite my equation. And I know the slope, so I'm going to fill in y equals 1/2 x plus b. Alright, I don't know the y-intercept yet. I need to find that. So to do that, I need to plug in these coordinates that I have up here. So I have 5, 6.5. I'm going to put the 5 in for x and the 6.5 in for y. So let's rewrite it. So my y is 6.5 equals 1/2 times 5, that's my x, plus b. Alright, so now I just need to multiply. So I'm going to do 1/2 times 5. Well, I know half of 5 is 2.5. Plus b equals 6.5. Okay, now I need to find my y-intercept, so I'm going to subtract 2.5 from each side. So 6.5, take away 2.5 is 4.5 equals b. So my y-intercept is 4.5. So my final step is I just need to rewrite the equation. So I have y equals, well, my slope is 1/2 times x, and then plus my y-intercept is 4.5. Alright, so we just wrote an equation in slope-intercept form when I gave you the slope and 1 point.